Welcome back, everyone, to a New Year, same old us episode of Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast, where today we're covering WCW Saturday Night on TBS from July the 27th of 1991. Yes, we are 3 weeks into No More Ric Flair, at least for the time being. This will drop on January 5th, 2023 on all platforms, January 4th on YouTube. Doc, sitting here with you, waiting on the superstar. Just texted him. I said, we're on. We're getting started. Let us know when you're on. Par for the course these days. We made it to 2023, and, New Year, same old Outlaw Macho BTT. Before I throw it to you, Doc, special shout out to our largest paid contributors monthly. Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Mike Childry, Joe Ice, good old Justin. Thank you for your generous support each and every month. And it's 2023, Doc. How are you? Even though right now we're not in 2023.
Happy New Year.
Should I tell you Merry Christmas too? Because
did you have a good New Year's Eve celebration?
I'm still waiting on Christmas to get here, as you and I record this. But New Year was great, and let's see, what did we do on New Year's? Drank a little bit of Hennessy, or I did, and I'm still waiting for it to get here or hit me, so something like that. How are you, though? How was your New Year and Christmas and all that good stuff?
Tremendous, as always.
Of course.
If you're listening to me now, if you're listening to me now, it means that I have stayed out of the BK cooler.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that. Well, it's not timely, though, because you would have played another, let's see, 1, 2, 3 games almost since, no, you'd played 2 more games since you did not swing from the cooler against the Jags.
And I don't know what. We probably need to do a well check on the little fella, because I'm going to go ahead and call my shot and say we're going to take care of the Titans.
Are you going to take care of the Titans the same way you took care of the Jacksonville Jaguars, like you said you were going to take care of the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Yeah,
you let Jacksonville Dixie, Tony Khan's team, beat you after holding a 17-point lead. What a disgrace.
I wasn't happy, and I wasn't real. I was a little confused by all that.
You weren't confused. You said your team was going to win. Own up to it.
Yeah, I thought we would, but wait, it's a work. I didn't get to see the script.
It is a work. I mean, you and I had a discussion earlier today, okay? 2018 and 19, just, I ain't trying to be Shawn Michaels. You stole my smile. But watching the most blatant pass interference of all time not being called, I have trouble watching any of this stuff and not going, okay, what's the Booker man's angle this week?
Hey, I got one just as bad as Dez caught it.
He didn't catch it though.
Oh, what a fucking liar! You've said it on the, you said it. You're like, man, he caught that.
I don't even know what. Let me tell you another thing that the Booker man's got right in the NFL these days. All right, this is where Uncle Raj knows what he's doing. I don't know what a catch is anymore. And see, the problem with that is now.
Then you can do it. Then you can do anything.
There you go. The Booker man and the invisible hand in the sky can decide, nope, that's not a catch this week. Oh, that's a catch in this game. Nope, that's not a catch in that game. And let me tell you, my team is out of it. We are the drizzling diarrhea craps.
No, you're not. You're gonna.
We suck. But as I told you, I lost my smile, man, a few years ago. So yeah, whatever. But
now
the problem. No, you ain't going to interrupt me on this. The problem is, I'm telling you this as an independent observer who does not have skin in the game. As I watch these games going, there's the work. There's the invisible hand. Here it comes. I'm broken, bruh. It's all a work. It's just
if college football would have had one more week of regular season, Notre Dame and Alabama would have got in.
Oh yeah, Clemson too.
Yeah, we'd have had them all in. We'd have had 5 teams in a 4-team division. Now,
They ain't figured it out yet, though. The college has got the work in,
back.
but they ain't figured it out. But go ahead.
This is related, kind of.
Okay.
Now, this is not going to be as timely as we would like, but I think it's worth discussing from your end.
Depends on what the topic is, because if it's something that we already discussed, I could throw it on YouTube.
Harper's on too.
Oh, so well, let's bring him in. As you
dial him in, I want to get your opinion, because you're not a regular watcher, but you tuned in late to the World Cup final.
Oh, Jesus.
And it felt like on your text that you were really appreciating the level of work that you were seeing.
I mean, if you could write a script any better. Well, I'm sorry. You couldn't write a script any better of that finish. Hey, Harper, what's up?
Hey.
Happy New Year.
Man? Happy New Year.
What?
Yeah, this is going to drop on January 5th, Harper. That's why I say Happy New Year.
Kayfabe, brother.
Well,
how's
it's
the future
truth.
treating you?
How's the future treating you?
Great. That's the date before my birthday.
Oh.
Yeah.
January 6th, baby, huh?
Yeah. January 6th.
Living a dream, brother.
Because it's King's Day. It's first day of Mardi Gras. That's why I was named Chris after Christ.
Oh, my God.
You see that? You just learned something.
Of course.
Right.
Peace be with you.
Named after Jesus.
Our God is an awesome God.
You want to ask the question you asked me to Harper, Doc?
Yeah, so did you watch the World Cup a couple of weeks ago?
You're fucking right. No, I didn't watch none of that shit.
Well, Mike will tell you it was some next level booking.
Oh, Jesus.
What happened?
Well, the problem is I only saw once they went into extra time or overtime. I don't know what the hell they call it in soccer, Doc. I only saw that part. You saw it from the beginning.
Well, and here's the thing. They set the trap with like a kind of boring 75 minutes to start. And everybody was about to start tuning out, and then they started applying the script.
Oh.
And then it's now being called the best World Cup final of all time.
So, like, that's when Hogan started hawking up?
I guess.
Yeah, it was like, you know what it was like? It was like when he wrestled Andre at WrestleMania 3, Harper. Because, I mean, Hogan, let's tie it back to wrestling. He pretty much, to me, he got his ass kicked the whole match. Like, Andre, as bad a shape as he was in, Andre was just whooping him as much as he couldn't move. I mean, because he really couldn't do nothing at that point in his career. But then
the
Hogan.
Psychology is, wouldn't he beat up Hogan?
What?
Andre.
What about him? If what years?
He would beat up Hogan.
Oh, in real life?
Because, no, I'm saying if you were a kid watching that, you would think, oh, man, Hogan's fucked. I thought he was fucked.
Yeah.
Right? It's crazy how all that shit worked on me. I remember when Earthquake broke his ribs on the Brother Love show, and he played on the Saturday Night's main event. They play like a little video with the sad music playing. There's
30 minutes later, Harper was sitting down at his little desk with a pen writing a get well card.
And then it's crazy. It never occurred to me that at WrestleMania 2, they did the same exact thing, but it was Bundy that broke his ribs with the avalanche splashes. It was the same shit.
And they they worked the ribs angle with him like with Iron Sheik even before that.
Yeah.
Because
easy to do is the ribs because you fucking wrap it up and the crowd can see that. The fucking bandages around them. You can't hide it, you know. It's like a cast. Because I think Don Morocco had the same thing. When his ribs were broken or something.
Yeah.
So
amazing.
Hey, it's not that fucking hard.
Yeah, it's not. Boy, dude, I was a kid. I was like, man, I hope Earthquake fucking dies, bro. Fuck this motherfucker. This is when they brought in fucking Tugboat, and it never you see this through a child's eyes, and you don't realize how stupid Tugboat looks. And you don't realize how stupid the name is and the gimmick and why is he called Tugboat. You were like, I hope Tugboat beats up Earthquake. And not once does it pop into your brain like, why is this dude dressed like that?
And that right there is what WCW was thinking they could get by the kids with Sting.
Yeah.
No, that's what they thought they could get by with like Norman. They got away with it with Sting. You can argue it all you want, Doc. They got away with it with Sting.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question about wrestling.
Okay.
Harper, did you watch that Vince McMahon documentary on Vice?
No. From what I heard from everyone, it was just a recap of the Dark Side of the Territory shit, and they threw in a few new talking heads.
Now, Mike, you and I did a very critically acclaimed series on Tales from the Territory on the Patriot feed, correct?
We did all 10 episodes of Tales from the Territories, and on the last Tales from the Territories, we had even mentioned to the patrons, hey, we're going to, this Vince doc, we should probably do a Patreon episode on that. And then you and I watched it like 2 to 3 days after it aired, and we were like, there's nothing to review.
Yeah.
It's bullcrap. Like, I don't want to say it's bullcrap. All it was to me was like 6 or 7 stories that we already know smashed together into one compilation. And then they used all of the like Dark Side of the Ring clips kind of for it. It was very just, oh, you just wanted to do something because Tales from the Territories is successful. Let's put this up on Vice the week after it ended. I couldn't believe, like, I was like, this is dumb. I already know this stuff. Not only that I already know it, but to the point I think all of us will agree with, it was just a compilation of everything that they already showed exactly verbatim.
It was a hit piece by a bunch of limp dicks.
Come on.
I don't think it was that. I just think it was, I mean, I'm speaking out of turn when I say this, so bear with me here. I think Tales from the Territories was mildly successful, like as far as ratings go. And I feel like they were trying to follow up and just kind of extend that by going, oh, Vince, he's this polarizing figure. And you present it, and it was like, this is not good. Like, all they did was combine multiple stories that they've already had on different episodes. There was nothing. Look, when I watch these things, I always say, well, most of the stuff isn't new. But then again, you'll get some stuff. It's like, oh, okay, I didn't realize that. But it was like they took multiple episodes of Dark Side of the Ring and kind of jammed it all together. And it kind of was a hit piece, but I don't know if that's what their intent was. I think they just wanted to do a compilation.
It sounds like with the fucking He-Man toys when they would just paint the guy different and put a different head on him and call him Merman.
I mean, he's not wrong, Doc. I was into He-Man.
He's really not wrong with that.
That's all they did. It was like they put, you know what it was? It was a compilation episode. That's what it was. I didn't think it was anything else. And I was like, Doc, there's nothing for us to talk about for 30 minutes or an hour.
Here's a piece of advice that Vice should heed. I know they want to go all in on this wrestling thing, but they're almost done. And you know the corporations, they can't help themselves.
They can't.
They can't back away from the table.
I mean, what else can they throw in there?
Right. There's one more season of Tales from the Territories out there.
Which ones? Okay.
USWA or Global. You could maybe get a St. Louis together.
Oh, Wildcat Wrestling.
Wildcat.
No, Doc, I think you're wrong. I think in addition to what you're talking about with those smaller territories, I also think there is gold in the long form stuff that they edited out. But
right, but when I'm saying what they're planning to present on TV is not that. And so the point is that they're going to run out of stuff that they can show. And then you know what's next?
What?
Reality wrestling shows.
Oh,
Well,
God.
hopefully they sign a promotion. Weren't they supposed to get fucking MLW?
They'd be better off to do that than to go to the 5th season of Dark Side and the 4th reason,
Yeah.
There
Devon
is
Eric's
something.
dog fucking died of heartworms.
Jesus.
You know? Fuck.
There is something to WWE's already done it. There is something to reality TV with a wrestling promotion.
But the thing of that is like, so a few weeks ago, boy, this is so confusing. A few weeks ago, the new Rick doc came out.
I never saw that. That's on Peacock?
Because it hasn't come out yet. We're recording this before it comes out. That's what that's why he's like, this is confusing.
By the time it airs, it'll be out.
By the time this drops, that would have been out.
It's 2 hours long. What else is there? What else is there to say?
How long is it?
2
hours.
Oh.
I mean, depending on how much
this
dirt
is the best
you want
one
to
ever. Well, no shit, right?
Okay, let me answer your question. Depending on how much dirt someone would want to dig up, there's a lot. The problem is if you're presenting it not as one of those type of documentaries, then there's no dirt that's brought up. Because didn't he sign off on this one?
Yes.
Okay, so
they're gonna make it look like he's Jesus then.
Well, it did spark. It did spark the more recent controversy that's out there in podcast land.
What?
Harper, you haven't been following this on Rick's podcast and.
Dude, here's the thing. I used to listen to Rick's. I used to listen to Jeff Jarrett's. The moment they try to use their fucking podcasts to push that shit that happened in fucking Nashville, fuck you. You lost me. That's when I never.
It was like you were stabbed in the heart
again. It's like when they got fucking. They're working an angle with fucking what's his name from Jay Lethal. When he won't come on the show. I think because he's pissed because I won't book him on the show. And then fucking what's his name? Crockett's like, oh well, you gotta talk to him, Rick. I'm like, are these motherfuckers working an angle on this fucking podcast? Are you fucking kidding me? And that's when I stopped.
Son of a bitch!
Continue, I'm sorry.
Time and place, bruh. Time and fucking place. Fuck.
Well, they're working
shit on your own fucking time.
They're working some more. You'd make a great boss, though.
So you gotta. Yeah, you gotta. So here's what happened, Harper. Last week's show, Doc and I did an extra show on Friday, so we're 2 weeks past the last time you were on for the pay-per-view. Doc had been listening to Flair's show, and Flair and Bischoff are in this feud. So what I did was I dropped it on YouTube early for listeners there because I wanted to be more timely. Well, we were wondering if you had heard about all this, but it seems like you haven't.
Well, I clicked on what you shared.
Okay.
On Facebook with y'all going over it. Is that what y'all talking about?
That's what we're talking about. Yes.
When it's like, when fucking Doc says, well, was he at Thanksgiving?
So,
right.
So let me follow up then. So Doc presented this to me. I haven't listened to Flair's podcast, but this past weekend, by the time you hear this, it'll be several weekends ago, I was like, let me click on some of these small clips that they put on Flair's YouTube. So I actually listened to it firsthand. Now I'm starting to wonder. I'm starting to think like Doc. Like, I don't think they intended for this to be an angle, but I think Flair is pissed. And if he ain't pissed, he's a hell of an actor. Because he's just kind of like just pissing all over Eric. But the part that gets me is when he starts pissing on JR. That's the part where I kind of start questioning it. And he's going off on JR, and he's pissed at JR because of how JR presented him on the Plane Ride from Hell episode.
I mean,
and
he wasn't lying.
Well, yeah, but Mike has picked up the thing that might be the real issue here.
Yeah. So then the thing that got me is I know this from doing this podcast for all these years. You can take a clip of someone saying something, and it will sound completely different if you don't have the context around that clip. And JR, the way it's being talked about with from Conrad on this show is apparently the Dark Side of the Ring folks clipped JR kind of bad-mouthing Rick, but the context of the entire discussion is not in there. So JR told Dark Side of the Ring, I'm not fooling with y'all no more. Like, they had to coerce him into doing the whole Tales from the Territories thing. I think Conrad, he claims he even had to, play middleman to get JR to do Tales from the Territories because he was so pissed at Vice and Dark Side how they positioned him going off against Rick. Well, Rick is thinking himself, nah, it's bullshit. I'm tired of it. I can bury JR if I want to. And this is the part that gets me. And again, if they're working an angle, they're good. This is the part where Harper, it does not sound like the Jeff Jarrett thing. Like, I know exactly what you mean. I'm listening to that going, come on, y'all. This is pathetic. This part, like here, Rick's like, they want to start talking. Boy, I can talk. And I got a whole lot of stories. And I'll bury all those MFers. And that's the part where
he does, because
he does because he was there.
I mean, no one involved in this has fucking clean hands.
That's the thing. You hit the nail on the head.
Right.
They're all dirty.
It's like Alabama accusing LSU of cheating when it comes to getting recruits. They're all doing this shit.
It's like Jerry getting upset when Dan Snyder said he had dirt on people.
Right.
So
I mean, think about it. Robert Kraft went up at
Mike picked up something real important.
Go ahead.
JR starts talking about HR issues with Rick. You can't do that.
Nah, it's because then the wrestling part of it is out of it at that point. The whole, man, I don't think people don't realize there's people out there that don't understand standards and practices in HR. Bruh, that's a whole new...
When the formal investigation starts, it is past time to circle the wagons on every front.
And I ain't talking about this. I'm not talking about the alleged investigation they did in AEW. I don't know what they did there. I'm talking about just in general businesses that do actual HR, legitimate businesses. And the thing about like WWE, you can say what you want about it, but it is a publicly traded company. So
yes.
That when you get to that level, bruh, you are beholden to a different animal than even AEW, who's not publicly traded.
100%.
So I just like I think Bischoff, because it all started from what Doc said at the roast, and I think Bischoff kind of hit on some things and ruffled Flair's feathers, and then I think Flair, it started with that, and it was ha funny, and then I think Flair, with the Dark Side of the Ring, he's pissed because the lady that told the story on there, she doesn't have the cleanest record. And now he's like, she's a criminal. Let's talk about the things that she's done. And they didn't get hit. And Flair's like, they didn't get my side of it. No one talked to me. And then that's when he goes into, they want to bury some folks. They want to get on some folks. Let's talk. Because if I start opening up those stories, boy, everybody's going to be in trouble. You know what? That's a shoot, man. My thing is, the only thing I'll say about the whole work side of it is, the thing about today's media and environment, when you're talking about YouTube and, clicks, the reason I always come back to, well, it could still be a work is because people are going to do exactly what Doc and I do. And that's click on those YouTube links. Listen
We're talking
to
about it right now.
Right. And that is how, like, when you say, there's no work involved, it's not a work, they're really shooting. And I go, well, I think part of it's a work because they know the reason they clip those sound bites the way they, and I say sound bites, the reason they clip those small segments the way they do is because they know I'm going to go there, Doc's going to go there, you're going to go there, you're going to click on it and listen and go, oh, what did he say about Eric this time? Oh, what's he saying about JR? That's the clicks,
so
and that draws money. In today's digital, God, Doc, I hate saying this. In the digital platform world, Doc knows why I'm saying I hate saying digital platforms. There's a certain podcaster years ago that was like, that was a smarmy little sucker, and I hated him. But in today's digital platform world, like that gets clicks and it draws money. Those videos are getting thousands and thousands of clicks, and it's people are listening to them, and that's money. It ain't a fight. They ain't trying to draw it in the ring.
I think you also said something important, Mike. That's 2 for you. So new year, new you. You're saying important things. Good job.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? I think Rick got legit hot about the roast. And it may not have happened that night, but he sat around and he thought about it and he got mad. But I also think Conrad's a carny enough, and I say that in a good way, to say, well, maybe if I stoke this a bit, because if it was real, it wouldn't have made the air.
You think that's what you told me offline. You said if this was real heat, it would have got edited out. They wouldn't have. So I think
there's some hurt feelings right now, and I think JR is collateral damage in that because Rick worked and lathered. But if Connie is not working to a star cast with Rick and Eric with live mics at each other at the Friday night meet and greet, what are we doing?
But that's my point. They don't even need that to draw money. They're already drawing money with it.
Right, but I mean, I'm just saying if we're working to a conclusion.
Harper, what do you think about all this?
I think when you take 2 people that you know that had real heat and they hated each other, and you say, oh, well, okay, we're cool now. That was 20 years ago. And now they're both working for the same company. They're both getting paid by the same asshole. So it's like having Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield first to do podcasts on the same channel. Now, are they getting along? Did they bury the hatchet for real? Or are they just doing it for fucking business? But sooner or later, someone's going to cross the fucking line. Because it's all a facade. They didn't really bury the hatchet. They just have agreed to somewhat tolerate each other's presence. You know what I'm saying?
There's a
difference between accepting something and just tolerating it.
Yeah. 2023, we turned into some smart motherfuckers.
Yeah, and that's how I look at. I think they kind of tolerate each other to a certain extent. They don't accept each other, and then it just takes one little thing to go, this motherfucker here, to fucking break it.
That's a good point. It's one of those things where you're like, oh no, I'm accepting of somebody, and if they really needed a handout, I'd help them out. But how much would you really help them? Like if they lost their home, you're gonna let them come live with you for 6 months?
Right.
Because to be honest, you're going to wear on each other if y'all already had heat and this person's living with you for 6 months. Mm-hmm. Like it's going to eventually, there's going to be a breaking point. I always talk about breaking points, but there will be a breaking point where you're like, oh, nah, I can't deal with this dude no more. You got to get out.
Well, they say 3 things start stinking after a few days, bro. Friends, family, and fish in your fucking house. So.
All right. Hey man, I knew Harper would bring us some gold, Doc, with this one.
There you go. Oh, fucking know what I was thinking about that fucking the territory deals. You
What's
think
that?
the Polynesian one would have lasted the longest? Because imagine trying to do house shows and booking shit in fucking Hawaii. If you were WWE, that's a lot of fucking money. Because you got to fly fucking everyone in. The fucking equipment and everything else. So you think they would literally be on an island to themselves to where they couldn't touch them to a certain degree. I don't know. That was my 2 cents of fucking watching it.
Doc, what you think about it? Because I know we talked about how it all died and everything.
Yeah, I wonder. Just, I don't know. I don't know about that.
No,
I think there's something to it.
Yeah, but they had cable television there too, right?
Yeah.
So, I
yeah,
mean,
but they couldn't. But I doubt they were doing house shows in fucking Honolulu.
I'm not saying that, but I mean, if they're still getting that, quote unquote TV from the big dogs, and their folks aren't on that TV, all of a sudden you become the minor league, and
Yeah, but I think they could have survived to a certain extent.
well, but what's her name got freaking
Oh,
deported.
that's right. She got deported to fucking Somalia.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's
where?
not Somalia. Jesus Lord. She got deported. That's probably part of that. I mean, that plays a part in it as well.
To the Samoan Islands.
Yeah,
There you go.
Jesus.
Way to
Yeah, there was
dial
a
in
whole-
the correct continent.
Yeah. I hear you, but I mean, you got. There is some truth to it. There's some validity in what you're saying. I understand the thought process about them being like an island to itself. The problem is with technology, the world becomes a whole lot smaller, and that's kind of what was happening.
Now, before we get into this week's episode, there's one more thing I want to talk about.
Is it the 5-star relief or is it something else?
No.
Oh, okay.
So
we'll talk about that in the middle of the show. But go ahead.
Harper, I truly treasure all three of our text threads. And I feel like you know me well enough now to know what big activity are my kids involved in?
Soccer.
Right. And have you heard me mention before what days of the week we play?
Today, huh?
No. That's why we record today.
No, because you had to do it late. Yes.
Yeah, last week you were late.
That's true. Hey, way to use context clues. That's good. But
I mean, bad clips.
Yeah. Any other days that spring up to mind?
I don't know. When? Mondays? On the weekends, huh?
Yeah, a lot of times they're on Sundays.
Yeah.
And
so what
happened? We had games Sunday.
Yeah.
And about 30 minutes before I caught up to the end of the Cowboy game, I got a text from the superstar, Hard Buddy Harper, that said, "Oh no."
That's why I didn't see it till later, but I was like, oh, he probably ruined the finish.
And we're collapsing at a high rate of speed in front of me, and I have this text going, "Oh no."
Oh, that was
and
the
I'm
wrong
like,
person.
And I was no, and I was like, if the Saints lost, I wouldn't be in on that text. And so now I'm sitting there watching overtime start with this text hanging over me that says, "Oh no." Now, I want to bring up something else. The only thing I could hope for in this "oh no" message was that somehow an earlier message you had sent us had gone horribly wrong.
You see? That's what happened.
That was the fact that you, a grown man who has a birthday tomorrow, was drinking a 6-pack of Mickey's Big Mouth.
Oh yeah, bro. Dude, it was $5 a 6-pack.
That's not a selling point.
That is for me. Dude, 6-pack of beer now is like $7. That's the cheap bottom of the barrel bullshit. Fucking crazy.
So when was the last time you had a Mickey's before that?
Oh God. Years.
Did it taste good?
It wasn't bad for what it is. But that's how you gotta look at it for what it is. You know, it's like IKEA. It's not bad for what it is. If you're comparing to a fucking Mercedes, then yeah.
Mike?
I don't drink Mickey, so you're asking the wrong one.
Did you back in the day?
I mean, I've drank them before, but that's just disgusting, man.
Well, look, it says fine malt liquor on the bottle, so that's what it is.
Yeah, it's disgusting. I mean,
It's fine malt liquor.
Did you drink? Did you drink all 6 in the same setting?
Uh-huh.
How did you feel the next day?
I guess fine. It's only 6.
Yeah. Harper's like you, a professional beer drinker, Doc. I mean, y'all don't. I mean, I don't know what you're looking for.
If it was a 12-pack or something, then yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So are you gonna
6 12-ounce too?
Are you gonna slip Mickey's into your regular rotation now?
If I can get it for $5, yeah, bro.
It's all about how inexpensive it is.
Yeah, bro, for real, bro.
Yeah, buddy.
All right.
The one thing I will never have is brand loyalty. I got wallet loyalty.
There's your Dave Ramsey advice with hard buddy Harper.
That's actually that's a lot of dudes I know.
Right.
That ain't stuck to a certain brand.
Yeah, bro.
No, it's not brand loyalty, but there's things you can't skimp on.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like it's gotta have
shit paper.
Right. It's gotta have power locks.
Yeah, you can't. Look, I don't need Charmin, but I can't have
fucking dollar store toilet paper.
Right.
Yeah. I keep a pack of that just in case something stupid happens. Because you ever notice you're like, damn, I forgot to get toilet paper. And you wipe your ass with Burger King napkins or some shit. So I keep a pack of that cheap toilet paper in the fucking in the closet in a hallway just in case that happens. I still like that's there, you know. It's like a spare tire in your fucking trunk.
So are they specifically Burger King napkins, or was that just like for an example?
I mean, whatever, yeah.
Okay.
And I keep a roll in my fucking car.
I knew that was coming.
And I keep a roll in my fucking in my bag for when we have shows, because these motherfuckers shit like they're getting paid for it in the fucking locker room. And I know, and so if I go take a shit and there's no toilet paper, they ain't catching my ass in fucking autopilot. I got my own motherfucker. Because there's a good chance of that fucking happening. Because these assholes shit non-stop in the fucking locker room. Non-stop. It's like, bro, you couldn't shit before you left the fucking house?
So,
life lessons on making sure you're prepared with your own toilet paper, whether on the go or at home, with hard body Harper.
Mike, did they used to shit this much back when you were around, or is this a new development?
Nah, bro, wrestlers are just nasty, some bitches. I honestly, you know what I think it is? Them dude, bro, I don't get it. Like, I used to kind of get butterflies in my stomach a little bit.
Right.
Especially if it was like,
play with it too.
Yeah, especially
because the closer I get to the match, I feel it. I gotta shit. I gotta piss. I'm thirsty. Fuck.
Yeah, like I used to get the butterflies, especially if it was a show that nice crowd or was working somebody, really good, Chris Adams, something like that. Yeah, I get I get cotton mouth too. I'd have to pee a lot. Never had to take a dump right before. So like you get those butterflies and those feelings, but man, these dudes, bro, I don't, like Harper said, it's like, what the hell's wrong with y'all constantly? Y'all, I mean,
so let me ask. So is it a rib to come in there and see if you can't blow up and bomb the whole area and mess everybody's night up?
No,
it might be to some people.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save up this so I can tear up the locker room and everybody.
Bro, let me tell you a story, dude. You know the building Cornette used to always talk about on the drive-through in Houma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the East Park Rec Center. This is at least it was back then when I used to go there, right? Because I wrestled there.
I worked that building.
So I wrestled there quite a few times in the 90s, in late 90s, mid to late 90s. And the toilet at this point in time, like in the area where we would get dressed, it was just sitting in the middle of nowhere. Like there was no walls around it or anything. And
that's a rib.
Right. But again, it's a rec center that's used for many other purposes besides pro wrestling.
If you have enough forethought that this space needs a toilet, then it also needs an enclosure. Unless you're in prison.
Chris Adams is.
I still think people have certain rights.
Chris Adams is on a show there one night, and I'm in the back. This motherfucker walks up to the toilet, drops his pants, sits down, and starts shitting in a room full of dudes. And I'm like, that's impressive, bro. I mean, and I know it's got to be a rib because he's one of them old timers. That's something those old timers would do. But brother dropped a log, and yeah, I don't know if he wiped. I wasn't looking, and then he went and worked his match.
That's like
again.
That's like OPP type shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So here's what I want to know since we're on the topic.
This is better than the show that we're about to review, I guess.
Yes. That's why I'm fucking dragging this shit out.
So speaking of that and that word, you also sent us a Bigfoot poop, as you said.
Oh, my God.
So
what is wrong with
it's
you,
not
Harper?
Bigfoot, but where were you when you took a picture of a toilet that was full of mess and then sent it to me and Mike?
It was at Walmart. Disgusting. I couldn't believe when I walked in. I was like, it's so bad I couldn't tell if it was shit or throw up.
Oh, God.
What did it smell like?
Like shit, but it didn't. I was like, who would do this, bro? And it was enough toilet paper for a fucking, I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like who? Because then I'm thinking, one of these motherfuckers wearing a fucking blue vest has to come in here and clean this shit. And out of all those motherfuckers bitching, I want $15 an hour to fucking stock cans of pork and beans. I fucking roll my eyes at it. That was the time that motherfucker should be getting $15 an hour. Because I was like, shit. I was like, one of these motherfuckers has to come in here and clean this shit. And then go home and then start their fucking day over again tomorrow.
That shit turned Harper into Bernie Sanders.
Politics free, Jesus. Oh my God.
That was a toilet full of mess. I mean, seriously, you ought to at that point just get a forklift in there and lift up the toilet and take it out to the dumpster and start over.
No, you just got to burn the place down at that point. When
that's
you see
another option.
That was disgusting. Just.
Oh yeah.
All right, we'll get into
we're kicking this new year off for everybody in a completely foul and disgusting and drawn out way. Should we go ahead and talk about 5-star relief, or how you want to handle this?
No. Let's get into the show, and then when I kick, as I'm kicking into the show right here. From July 27th of 91. We're going to talk about it because there's not a lot to talk about in it. I mean, it's a 2-hour show, but there's a good bit to talk about. But now, we'll talk about the 5-star relief as we get into it. Is
this our 9th calendar year that we've been active?
I'm not good with math. We started in May of 2015.
God damn.
Why are we still doing this?
Well, it's
because as you just got through listing, we're still that good. Now,
fellowship.
So that is 1, 2, carry the 1 minus 3. Yeah, our 9th year.
Fuck.
You confuse people when you say that because our 8-year anniversary is going to be in like 5 months.
Wait.
It's not my fault if people can't do math.
Okay. He's counting the actual year, Harper. So he's saying 15 is 1. 16 is 2, 17. Like, you see what I'm saying? How he's doing it. That's how he's figuring the years. I I get this. He does it to make me mad because he knows that folks can be like, "Well, you gonna count to 15, 22?"
Hey, you need to tell Doc how to fucking count to 10. That's what you need
I
to
mean,
do right now.
Jesus Christ, man. He's supposed to be the smart dude with the PhD. Motherfucker can't count 15 to 22 equals 7. Well, it's just bullshit.
What
Or
you need to do
23
is
is
put me
8.
on the podcast. I know about wrestling.
Let me straighten him up. That stupid son of a bitch. Give me a guest spot. I'll show him what it's all about. Okay. No problem.
Okay.
Get into the show. July 27th, 1991. We kick it off. This thing, according to the history of WWE.com, this show was taped July 9th of 91 at the Leon County Civic Center in Florida. It says in front of 6,500 people, according to the internet. 3,700 were Leon County Civic Center, Tallahassee, Florida, if you want to look it up while we're...
You think it's still there?
No.
I have no clue. But 3,700 people were paying because kids' tickets were free. So during the intro, Jim Ross voiceover is telling us the WCW World Tag Title Tournament begins tonight. Paul Lee and JR are going to be on commentary. The rules for the tag tournament mean you must win by pin or submission. Any DQs, countouts, etc. mean that you are out of the tournament. So if it's a double countout, both teams would lose. But we do have a World Tag Title Tournament. Don't get confused because there's also going to be a U.S. Sync title tournament, not tag, but just for the U.S. belt as well, happening soon. Doc, before I go to the first match with PN News and Brian Carr, anything from the opening?
No, sir.
All right. So we go to the first match, and it is Harper's favorite fat woman, PN News, shaking his thing in the ring.
Look at this motherfucker.
What do you think the mic smelled like when he handed it back to Gary Michael?
Bro, he did a cartwheel and a drop kick just now. This is what I was trying to go back to because I had a timestamp. Hip toss on Brian Carr, cartwheel and then drop kick.
Oh boy,
big boy.
I
don't know what the mic.
Baby. I bet he smells like fried food. That's all. I'm just saying. He smells like something fried.
Is that what the mic smelled like when he handed it back to Capetta?
It probably smelled like Popeyes.
Wow.
Louisiana Fest.
Harper, that's kind of racist.
Popeyes.
Huh?
You got to say fried something else, not chicken.
Why?
Well, because he's PN News,
he's
the rap
white.
master.
You can say that.
Yeah, he's a white guy. That's his problem. If he's what do you call it, blackfacing.
Bro, look, he's dancing. Look at the dance. This dude is over, bro, with his stupid dance, man.
Bro,
no, he's popular. He's not over.
Damn, yeah, that's a difference, huh?
It's hilarious.
Fuck
Anyway,
topic.
so Paulie mentions he's going to speak to Mrs. York later. Wait till you hear that. Boy, I got some notes on that. He also says something about the sale of Mr. Hughes. Just hold off.
Come on.
Mr. Hughes was sold. I'm just repeating what they said on commentary.
Now
it is messed up.
It is when they try to buy.
Right. Now you know how I feel when somebody trying to buy you. So more on that later. Paul Lee also asked JR when News raps if he's going to rap in Phoenix tonight, because they're going to Phoenix later tonight. Is he going to do it in English or Spanish? Because the people in Phoenix don't speak English, according to Paul Lee. And then Paul Lee does his own lame rap, and JR is completely pissed with Paul Lee, and we're not even 5 minutes into the show. He's just mad. He's ticked off at him for being stupid. He's not entertained at all. Doc, anything before I go to the finish?
Oh, no.
Okay. So our boy PN News Jr. is going to hit the broken record on Brian Carr. He slams him, then hits the splash. And
there you go, Mike.
No.
Come on.
And News is trying to rap after the match, and he's blown up. And it's funny because he's breathing like Tim Horner. And they're cheering for him, though, man. They're into him. Doc, any thoughts?
Nope.
This is terrible, is it not?
Yep.
I wonder what they did. You think someone's like, man, you could pass with being black. You could pass with being light-skinned.
I mean,
How is it to be so racist that you won't just hire some black people and pay them?
Yeah.
well, hold on. Okay, well, where Harper and I are from, there
That's
are
common. Yeah.
black. Yes, there are black folks who are
Who-
lighter
than
than a
I
piece
am.
of loose leaf paper.
Yeah.
So it's not the craziest thing. I've had this conversation with a million people, especially having a conversation in Texas, because in Texas, my daughter's light and they swear she's Mexican.
They think she's a
And-
Latina?
Yeah. And she ain't got
Her mad.
she got a lot of stuff in her, and that ain't it. I mean, nothing against the Latino folks, but she's got no Latino in her. So I don't think people realize when you say that, Harper, that where we're from, it is very common to be
Creole,
completely, yeah. But we got to keep moving because the York Foundation is about to cut a promo, and boy, my ears perked up when I heard this. Harper, just listen. I hate to quote JYD, but now you see how I feel when somebody try to buy you. Here it is.
We're back here on TBS. This is Paul E. Dangerously in a press conference with the York Foundation. And Miss York, it's no secret around WCW that the York Foundation is undergoing sweeping reorganization.
Paulie, I'm here to tell you today about those changes. Recently, Mr. Hughes was purchased from the York Foundation
Jesus.
for an incredible amount of money.
How much money?
I can't tell you how much money. There was a hush clause. I can't tell you how much money. It was a lot. He performed his duties here at the York Foundation like a true professional. We wish him only the best. But it was a great business move for us.
So now you're telling me that Terrence Taylor and Richard Morton are going to be the York Foundation?
No, I'm not telling you that.
You mean there's somebody else now?
Yes.
Well, who is it?
I can't tell you that, Paulie.
You can't tell me. Is it, it's an athlete. He's here in WCW.
Yes.
He's a great athlete.
Superb.
And you think he will become the next member of the York Foundation?
Yes, I do believe that.
Barry Windham.
Can't tell you, Paulie.
All right, she can't tell us. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to... Sting?
I can't tell you, Paulie.
Okay, she can't tell us, so I can't tell you. What we're going to do right now...
Great.
He's great. Oh, well, we're going to go back... Dustin Rhodes.
I can't tell you, Paulie.
She can't tell me, I can't tell you. Let's go back to the ring.
Doc, did your ears perk up when you were taking notes on this? And she says Mr. Hughes was purchased.
For an incredible sum of money.
Yeah.
Bruh. Like,
What
okay,
was it,
we've
by
heard...
the pound? Jesus
What
Christ.
so to be clear, we've been watching wrestling for many years at this point. We have heard many times managers of wrestlers or commentators will mention, "Oh, such and such purchased the contract for such and such, or they'll now be managing such and such." Like we've heard that type of talk. Oh, the contract was purchased. They made it sound like the dude was purchased. Like we sold him for a lot of money. Now we know he's with Luger and Harley Race now from the pay-per-view, but this is the first time we're hearing that he was sold. Jesus.
It's an interesting choice of words.
Boy, is it. I ain't trying to be woke here. I'm not trying to go there. I'm just saying, hell, that's a hell of a choice of words, man. Like if you did that, can you imagine if they used those words now?
No.
With a black talent on television? He was purchased from the York. What he was what?
Fucking the kid
my
type
God.
shit.
Bruh. I almost played that for my wife. I was like, nah, she's gonna get
there's
worked
no-
into a shoot.
That'll be the end of the podcast.
Do it.
Oh, yeah.
Do it right before she goes to bed.
Oh God, no.
See, I think I remember WWF doing that when I can't remember if he sold them or he was traded when
That's not any better.
it was Jimmy Hart either sold or he traded King Kong Bundy to Bobby
Oh.
Heenan.
Okay.
That's okay. You can trade white people.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can do it with white people. Doc, you are so stupid. That sounds so bad. That's all right. You can do it with white people. This is a black man on a national television show, and nobody. It's like, oh, he was purchased from the York. Purchased.
Nobody was like,
And they fired JR because he was too Southern.
Right.
And they're selling black men on television.
I mean, look, it's wrestling, okay?
Sometimes you only hear what you want to hear.
And it's wrestling. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to say anybody should have been fired here. It's one of those things where in 2023 eyes, you're like, oh, boy, they said what? It's kind of like when we were watching the Rocky King thing.
It's just kid stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Doc, any other thoughts on this?
No, that was certainly something.
That was interesting. Like, oh, boy. All right, well, we go to...
I don't mean to... I don't know. I'm not going to say it was intentional, because I don't think it was, but it was unfortunate regardless.
Yes.
I don't think it was intentional either.
Apologize to all our people of color that had to endure that last segment. We would like to apologize for your pain.
Like Phil.
And your suffering.
Yeah, Phil.
And Phil. Your BTT reparations will be in the mail.
For the record, Mr. Hughes is essentially a bodyguard now. We know that. But it's still just, when you hear it, it's like, oh, boy. Okay, we'll keep going. The Enforcers beat down Ian Weston and a gentleman by the name of Sonny Trout. Next week, the Enforcers will meet the Young Pistols in the World Tag Title Tournament. So we know that's
coming.
Can
you hit me with 1440?
Yeah, what are we looking for?
Boston Crab.
Oh, when he's wrenching back on that guy?
He's wrenching back on him, and Arn comes in and kicks him in the back of the head.
Yeah. So,
and I was just
Zbyszko.
Gentlemen wrestlers, there's a little wiener hanging out.
Hey.
What? That can't feel good. That can't feel good. And now this, just getting curb stomped while in a Boston Crab.
I guess it depends on how flexible you are. Mike?
Yeah, and it didn't look as bad as I
right.
The first
they're
time.
Champions. They're going to make it work.
Yeah.
Who's a champion?
No, I mean, like, Zbyszko and
right.
Arn are great.
Larry Zbyszko.
Underrated tag team. Now, right here, Doc, that doesn't feel good. He did Zbyszko does a Ronnie Garvin on this guy right here. He ties him up like a pretzel. When he that doesn't feel good. Like, it doesn't hurt, but anytime your head is pressed down to your chin and that's somebody's wrenching on your leg, pulling it up, that doesn't feel good. Zbyszko was being stiff with this guy.
This is when AWA dried up, and that's why he's here.
Bingo.
And that's right. You weren't here for the last week's regular episode because Doc and I did it on Friday. So they're a tag team now, and they're going to be a formidable one.
And last week, Arn came out and cut a vicious promo on some folks.
Yeah, he was slicing and dicing up the Freebirds.
He called Garvin a bearded lady and said, I'll look out here and see a sideshow. I don't see a wrestler out here.
It was good. Well, Arn hits the spine buster, and he pins the guy with the white singlet on, and the Enforcers pick up the victory. No surprise there. So after that, we're going to get a promo from Arn and the Enforcers. Doc, do you have any other thoughts on the close before I go to this promo? Or the finish?
No, just notice that kid that you see right there.
Mm-hmm.
One of these kids, and I think it's the blonde one there, is going to hold up the 4 fingers. But go ahead.
Okay, here it is.
I've been very impressed in recent weeks, ladies and gentlemen, watching the Enforcers in action. We heard their challenge to the Freebirds for the United States Tag Team Championship. Next week on the broadcast during the World Tag Team Title Tournament, they will take on the Young Pistols. Larry Zbyszko, Arn Anderson have to be leading contenders for any championship they choose to go after.
Yeah, let me tell you something, Ross. Once upon a time, there was a creature that walked the face of the earth, and he was a feared thing. He was the kind of guy that would look death in the face and spit in its eye. And his spirit sat on the horse next to Attila the Hun and rode in the car next to Frank Nitti. And slowly technology has beaten this creature down to where in the 1990s, he's on the top of the endangered species list, and I'm talking about the real man. From a time when men were men and women kept their mouths shut. Then we had these idiots like Charles Darwin, Dr. Spock, L. Ron Hubbard, convinced all these fools that the pen is mightier than the sword. But you know what? When the pen fails, the world calls in the enforcers. And as far as I'm concerned, the two last real men are right here. Larry Zbyszko and Arn Anderson.
The bottom line is, in amateur sports, sportsmanship is the way to go. Do the right thing. But in a grown man sport, professional wrestling, the winner is the one who ends up with the most toys. I'm talking about the U.S. belts. I'm talking about the world belts. I'm tired of covering everybody else's butt. I'm looking after me. I'm looking after him. And the only one I have to please is my banker. And that is the bottom line.
Fans, when we come back, we'll hear from Gordon Soley, the WCW.
Harper, you all right over there? You rubbing one out, or are you okay?
Well, yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Arn is back, and he's talking about collecting belts and setting a precedent. Doc, I thought both of them were actually real good there. Zbyszko got philosophical and stuff on us.
Yeah, Dr. Spock.
Yeah.
L. Ron
Hubbard.
Come on.
I actually thought it was great. Like I don't know, man. Zbyszko, I didn't like him during that era at the studio. He was okay, but nothing spectacular. But man, he's good as one of the enforcers. I'm enjoying it.
I agree.
Anything else, Harper? You got anything else from it?
No, it was good shit, pal.
We keep moving. I don't know if we're gonna top what Harper said earlier, because he was throwing out some gems in the intro talk before we got to the review part. But so we go to the WCW Control Center with Gordon Soley. Soley is talking about the U.S. Title tournament that's going to happen because Lex Luger had to vacate the title that he won. Since he won the world title, he's got to vacate the U.S. They show us some highlights of Johnny B. Bad and Terrence Taylor, who will fight tonight to decide who the last entrant in the tournament will be. And then Gordon mentions all the greats who have won the U.S. title. And lastly, Gordon throws to a video of Bill Kazmaier doing various different feats of strength. Kazmaier will be coming into the promotion shortly, like actually wrestling and stuff. So the tournament will consist of U.S. title tournament, heavyweight title tournament, Barry Windham, Nikita Koloff, Beautiful Bobby Eaton, Arn Anderson, Dustin Rhodes, Sting, Stunning Steve, Diamond Stud, Z-Man, Yellow Dog, and the winner of Johnny B. Bad and Terrence Taylor this week. That is your U.S. title tournament. Doc, any thoughts on this announcement, which we kind of expected at this point since Luger won the world title?
So Kazmaier's like a lifter dude, right?
Yeah, like a strong man.
Is he going to do any skits like Paul Ellering did in Mid-South?
Rock the Kazmaier.
No, nothing like that. Mm-mm.
Those were your favorite, weren't they?
They were tremendously terribly and bad and hilarious all in one, yeah. They were a train wreck. You couldn't help but watch them.
I just got a notification that I bought a Ric Flair Ramco AWA figure from someone, and I just got the notification that I got the tracking number. So it's on its way.
Merry Christmas.
I know.
Yeah.
Happy New
Merry
Year.
early Christmas to you.
Yeah.
I hate you.
It was fucking like, dude, it was like $10, Mike. It's his Facebook page that follows the AWA Ramco figures. The guy's like, I got a whole bunch of them. I'm getting rid of them, $10 a pop. I was like, what?
Did you get it off? So was it from eBay, or it's just his
No, it's
personal
some
collection?
No, yeah, it's some guys like, and I just PayPal him. It's like, and last night, and he just sent me the tracking number.
Let me tell you what's dangerous. eBay's dangerous. Not that somebody's gonna take your money, because there's a lot of shit on there that I wanted as a kid, and
It's all there.
now it's all there, and people get.
Perfect example. They got a place over here. I think it's called Second and Charles or something. You know what that is?
No, but
they sell records, like a huge record thing. They sell used video games, used books, used music, and I got Tiffany some records there for Christmas, some old David Bowie and Elton John stuff. And I'm leaving, and I see I just walk by the video games just to do it, and they have a 1977 Atari 2600. Looks clean. You can tell they fucking dissected it and they fucking cleaned it. Sitting in the glass for $70. I had to physically remove myself from the fucking store to stop.
I still got mine.
Do you really?
Yeah.
It still works?
I don't know. We hooked up the Nintendo a few weeks ago and it works.
I bet it still works. Is it the one with the wood grain?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there you go. What year did you get it?
Oh, probably about 81 or 82.
Oh, okay.
Harper, I still had mine. Katrina took it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was at my mom's house. I could tell you where it was sitting and everything. I was like, well, there goes that.
Because I have mine as a junior, which was the last ones they made, it's about as big as a fucking laptop. It's a compact one, but I want the original 6-switch Woody, and it was sitting there, and I had to force myself to walk out the fucking store.
The next guy you manage ought to be named Six Switch Woody. Or that ought to be his finish.
You know the irony of us having this discussion about stuff like that? Because I can hear our ladies listening to this going, why would you want that? It's pointless. You know, it's like, all the crap y'all buy, they want to steal our joy, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, let's keep moving.
10 minutes before we came in and recorded, I caught shit because the Cowboys are ruining Christmas because we're playing on Christmas Eve.
Like it's your fault. You made the schedule. Oh my boy. Jesus. All right. We got to go to the
that game, huh?
That doesn't mean I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, I'm just saying because what's his name's not going to be playing.
I don't know,
this
bro.
has already happened, so you got to talk about it like it already
happened.
happened.
Yeah. It's just like Quantum Leap. I forgot.
Let's keep going because y'all going to comment on this. The Diamond Stud versus the Yellow Dog. I'm sure, Doc, your filthy XXX rated mind has thoughts on today's studette that's coming into the ring right now to rip the pants off of the Diamond Stud.
That's an ugly girl who thinks she's hot because she has blonde hair.
God,
really?
They're a dime a dozen, huh? Yeah. Jesus Christ, I hate women like that. It's like, who fucking lied to you your whole life?
Jesus. Harper, you prefer blonde or brunette?
I guess blondes. I
mean, you like you like the Latinas though, so I figured you'd go.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That was a drug to me. You see, that's the thing. That was a drug.
Yeah.
I had to kick me. I tell you, perfect example. My favorite cereal is Cinnamon Toast Crunch, right? Right. I don't buy it because if I do, I'll eat the whole box in fucking 2 days. In one sitting, yeah. Yeah, and that's what fucking Latinas were. Fucking Latinas are half crazy, bro. I mean, that's like going to the fucking woods and getting a coyote and like, oh, I'm gonna tame him and put him in the backyard and treat him like a fucking cocker spaniel. And the coyote's like, no, motherfucker. I am not a cocker spaniel. I will fucking rip your goddamn throat out and I'll kill your fucking cat and I'll bite your fucking kid. I don't eat alcohol. I eat rabbits, bitch. Get me out of this fucking backyard. That's how it is dating fucking Latinas. this. Just fucking let it be. Let it be. Go rescue a fucking nice dog that loves kids and is gonna eat the Alpo and be a good dog.
Don't get the tagline.
I'd like to apologize to all our Latinas out there.
Ask Armando, he knows.
Oh man. The views and opinions of Hardbody Harper are not the views and opinion of BTT Corporate, and we do want to apologize for Hardbody Harper's lack of sensitivity towards Latino women. You all are beautiful, and we love you.
Our cherished Latino community.
Yeah.
Bro, he compared Latino women to a coyote.
Come on. Police
Bro, let me tell you something. Your analogies are second to none.
Prospero Año.
It's like that reminded me of the rant when he so incorrectly went off about pit bulls. He's like, it's like putting a 9mm loaded with a magazine full of bullets on your living room table and having kids run around and act like, eventually they ain't gonna shoot themselves. Like, Jesus. I'm like, he compared a pit bull to a weapon. Like a 9mm with 15 rounds in the mag. Oh, all right. Let's keep going. So this is a big match. The Diamond Stud versus the Yellow Dog. And before the match, the Z-Man comes down in the ring, and he's got the Yellow Dog's back, which means the Yellow Dog doesn't have anybody getting his back. And JR mentions again that if and when Yellow Dog's mask comes off, and if it's Pillman, then Pillman will be banished, which again is funny because he's already supposed to be banished, but that's the point of the match.
Stupid.
It's funny. I don't get worked up about it.
And why did the term Yellow Dog? Is that from something?
I think this was a Florida thing, like from and I think it's from Florida. I really do. Make sure you DM Hardbody Harper on Facebook. He would love to hear from you to confirm what he just asked me. Lance won't care. No. Doc, any thoughts on this match before I wrap this one up from the finish? Because they do give him some time. They gave him about 10, 12 minutes on this one.
These two guys are fine together, as you might expect. The ending, that mask comes off super easy.
It's just a pull on. It's not a
right.
That didn't sound right.
It doesn't
it's
cover any of it. It doesn't cover any of his face. So
if you've ever worn like a wrestling mask, the ones with the strings in the back, those are the best ones because they will actually stay on you and not move, especially if they're measured for you really well. His mask is just something that he pulls over, so it doesn't. It comes off with ease. So the finish is Yellow Dog with some chops to the Diamond Stud, and then he skins the cat, and then he hits Diamond Stud with a missile drop kick. DDP's on the apron, but DDP trips Yellow Dog, and Stud pulls the mask off Yellow Dog. Z-Man rolls in and puts a T-shirt over Yellow Dog's head and face, and then Yellow Dog rolls. But the Stud is like, "Oh yeah, this is good, I got it." And then Yellow Dog gets up and rolls up the Diamond Stud and gets the win. So with a towel on his head, the finish is really wonky, but
look at
Yellow Dog
wearing
wins.
them fucking bicycle shorts.
Yep, that's exactly what that is from back then. Doc, any other thoughts on this Yellow Dog thing?
I didn't think it was too bad.
So what? It's still going on.
Yeah, he doesn't know that nobody saw his face. I mean, this ain't 1080p here or 4K, so we didn't see his face. He had a towel on his head when he rolled up the Diamond Stud and won. So there's that. From there, they go to commercial. We come back and we go to Luger and Mr. Hughes and Harley Race. Harley Race's promos, Doc, are spectacular during this era to me. What did you have from this?
I mean, it was good. To me, I'm waiting to see the next shoe drop because we haven't really seen it. We've heard a couple of promos, but it happened at the end of that match. So I'm ready to see like some heel Luger in the ring.
Right.
You gonna get heel Luger and heel Race. with what's coming with him and Ron Simmons.
Let's get there, bro.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, so we'll keep the show moving, and the next match is Dustin Rhodes versus Desperado Black Bart. Yes, Doc, so the Desperados are gone, and no more skits, but we do have Desperado Black Bart still. So
they were gone before they ever got to WCW.
It seems that way.
That's so stupid, bro. Someone's spitting money doing those vignettes for nothing.
Well, and like Dutch told me on Twitter, like Dutch said on Twitter, dead on arrival. Doc, anything from Dustin and Desperado Black Bart, which does not last long at all.
Well, we're too Southern here.
What do you mean by that?
Well, we got a Texas Fest here.
Yeah.
It happened.
Is Bart in cowboy boots or wrestling boots that look like cowboy boots?
It's probably cowboy boots with the sole on them.
Yeah, I would say the same thing.
Yeah.
Because my question was, can you really wrestle in cowboy boots?
No.
No.
You can't move around that shit like that. No.
Right. No, ain't not a chance in hell, man.
Fuck that. Yeah.
Cowboy boots are kind of a dumb piece of footwear anyway.
Okay. I mean, I don't wear them. No. I got boots. It ain't cowboy boots, though.
What are they?
What brand are they? They're them, oh, Jesus Christ.
Timberlands?
I don't know. No.
You get it? Because you're black.
Yeah, I get it. It's not funny. I mean, it's just trying to be stupid as usual.
Harper and I are having a ball. What's wrong?
Yeah, I don't know what's so funny. I don't.
Always works.
Right.
When somebody tries to buy you.
Well, now you see how it feels when somebody try to buy you. I had somebody ask me to do a whole show in that voice, and let me tell you something. My voice, I would pass out.
You'd have an aneurysm.
Oh, yeah. All right, Dustin wins, and then we go to the WCW Top 10. No surprises there other than Elegante is rated above folks like Steve Austin, Johnny B. Bad, Bobby Eaton, and Dustin Rhodes, which makes no sense. Then we go to the next match, Big Josh versus a gentleman by the name of Tony Mello.
That guy looks familiar.
Yes, he does, and I can't figure out who he is, and I probably should know.
Was he the Cuban assassin?
No,
that's Sierra, but this guy reminded me of him, which made me...
Man, that guy looks very familiar.
Yes, and I didn't Google who is Tony Mello.
I'm curious.
I'm sure somebody will.
He was probably like a career jobber, I think.
Why don't you watch some of his match and then you tell me what you think?
What's his name?
Tony Mello, like, Mellow Yellow, but just Mello. So Tony Mello. Doc, we get a quick match. Big Josh hits him with his finisher and wins about 2.5 minutes time. Any thoughts on Big Josh and Tony Mello?
Not a single one.
All right. We'll let Harper look up who Tony Mello is, and I'll keep moving. So we go to commercial, and then we go to a replay of footage from the WCW Control Center where they mention about the Steiners being stripped of the World Tag Titles. Remember, because Scott is hurt, got a hurt bicep or whatever during this time period. And then we go to, I got to get here. Hold on, Doc. I'm trying to get to the point. We're going to go to a promo. This is from the Freebirds and the Hardliners. Let's see what these two got to say. Harper, I know you're looking up Tony Mello now. I want you to pay attention to Big Daddy Dink and Michael Hayes when they start talking and just how they look. Here it is.
But it was a book reel. WCW had no alternative. Paul, what kind of match do you think this is going to be?
Oh, man, this is going to be a real war. I mean, the master of the dirty tactics, the fabulous Freebirds against the guys that put Scott Steiner out of action, the Hardliners. This is going to be a war.
Fans, we're going to go up to Gary Michael Capetta, but first, let's hear these pre-recorded comments from the Hardliners and from the Freebirds.
Tell them.
You know, Dick Slater, one half of the Hardliners. The tournament has started. The countdown is on for the World's Tag Team Championship belts. It is a tournament. I can't understand it because they had to strip the Steiners of it because little Scotty, the sissy, couldn't show up. They should have given it to us. That's right. But now we're going to have to go through a tournament. We're going to have to go through a lot of great tag team combinations to win it. Well, Dick Slater,
Only
we're
one
going to
thing
win
to
it.
do. There's only one thing to do. Let's just take them.
We're going to take it and cripple them. Steiners, I hope you're ready. Freebirds, everybody else, get ready because the hardliners are here. You know, Michael, we got the U.S. Tag Team titles, and yeah, we're the World Six-Man Tag Team Champions, too. And right here on this program today, we're going to take on the hardliners in the first of the World Tag Team title tournament matches. And we're excited because we've been there before. Dick Murdoch and Dick Slater, mighty tough customers. But, baby, don't think the king of rock and rollers won't want to roll right over the hardliners and add some more hardware.
I don't know, Doc. Nothing was said earth-shattering here, but when I got to these two cutting their promo, I just was like, look at these two buffoons. Was it just me? Allegedly.
I mean, Hayes, that's what a rock and roll dude would have looked like in 1991, probably. I don't know why you hate on that. I mean,
I'm not hating on it.
They're both heels, right?
Humper, yeah, both teams, heel versus heel. My first question is why.
What do you think Humperdinck's do-rag smells like on his head?
Oh, God.
Sweat and Brill cream.
Yeah.
And cigarettes.
Harper, what kind of car are they driving around the territory these days? During
in
this
1991?
moment? Yeah. Bink and the Freebirds.
A 1980, let's see, a 1984 Fleetwood. They think they're hot shit because it's a Cadillac, but it's, it's from 1984. It's the old body style. Just get the bumper hanging off. You remember those?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those fucking 80s Cadillacs. But what the fuck was that about? They couldn't make one with a fucking, with that plastic didn't fucking go out. Every one of them fucking did that shit.
They couldn't, Harper. They sure couldn't.
The fuck?
You know what got me about them cars back then, or like those Monte Carlos or those Cutlasses? They all had the roof that freaking fell. Like the cloth came off the foam or whatever up there.
Supposed to happen.
I cut it out and then scraped the little foam that was on. I probably got asbestos poisoning from it. But
I did the same thing. My Trans Am did that, and then it was just needless to say, the air conditioner didn't work in his fucking car, and I would roll down the fucking window, and that shit would just start blowing. I was like, this is great, man. But fucking, I mean, probably. But you couldn't tell me anything. I was in a black Trans Am with T-top blasting AC/DC like fucking Carl from fucking Aqua Teen Hunger Force with a Marlboro light hanging out the fucking door.
Hell yeah.
This dude is on extra tonight, man.
You were rolling down the road with Smooth Up in Ya on 20.
Oh, yeah.
Smooth Up in Ya. Whoa. Yeah. Okay. All right. Keeping the show moving. The Hardliners taking on the Freebirds here. This is a tag. This is a title match. I'm sorry. This is a tournament match for the world titles. Go ahead, Doc. What are you thinking?
Any one of these four guys lift weights?
No.
Oh, Garvin did at a time.
Right.
For sure.
But at the present time, no.
I
mean, Garvin. Garvin looks. I mean, he's not Lex Luger, but I mean, he looks better than an average guy walking around a fucking grocery store.
Yeah, I think Jimmy Garvin might still be doing some curls and benching at this moment. Like, I think you could see him doing that. But the other three, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Not happening. That ain't working for them, brother.
Can I get 129.23?
129.23. You sure can. Hold on one second.
We're going to get a nice sell of the DDT.
All right, 129.23. Oh,
there.
This keeps jumping around on me. All right, we're at 129.15. Here you go. Hayes. Clothesline on Murdoch. DDT. Murdoch. He's about to do the curly on the ground, spinning around.
That made me laugh.
Yeah. What else you got, Doc?
I was wondering if the hardliners should be repackaged and renamed the Dicks.
I could deal with that.
Call them the baby boomers.
The Dicks.
Now that would fit.
The baby boomers. And they come out with I don't know, what would they come out with?
A crashed economy. A broken economic system.
A we're not privileged sign.
Okay. A refusal to go away into their old age and let other people rule the world.
Come on.
Bro, I heard something today that was hilarious. It was an interview I was listening to for someone. Yeah, that looked bad. That clothes on the outside. And the guy says, he's like, the older I get, the more I'm starting to realize that if you keep on living, the world keeps changing so much that you eventually are just like, you're 85 years old. You're like, bruh, I wish they would just take me now because this ain't the world I grew up in. And I think there's some truth to that.
There is some truth to that. That's why I'm stuck in the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take me back to 1985.
And the longer we live, the further we get away from that. That's the double irony of it, All right, well, this match, Murdoch and Garvin are brawling. Murdoch goes for a brainbuster, but Garvin lands on Murdoch as Dink pulls Murdoch's leg. Then on the outside, Murdoch lays out Dink, and things break down quickly. The teams end up brawling on the outside and are both counted out, and thus they are eliminated from the tournament. No real surprise there, if you ask me. They just eliminated 2 heel teams, so there's that. Doc, boy, we got a barn burner of the next match.
Jesus.
We got the Cocaine Express, Tommy Rich and the Junkyard Dog versus Chuck Coates and Bob Cook. They knew not to book a long match here. I think by the time this the bell rings, I don't know, we might have got about 4 minutes out of these guys. Doc, any thoughts on Tommy Rich and JYD, the Coke Express?
Yeah, I need some audio for 141.39. We need a little JR commentary.
141.39?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm at 141.36, so let's see what he's got to say.
I'd say a shade over the 300-pound mark.
That's it.
Uh-oh.
He's saying, I know what he's saying because he says this frequently. He's saying the dog is a shade over 300 pounds right now.
Yeah.
The Junkyard Dog is 340 at least.
Damn, you think he's that big?
He's tall, Harper. He's not a short man. That's what people always say. I mean, he's not 6'7" or anything, but he's not a little short dude. So, 6'2", 6'3", whatever his legit height was. I'm not trying to say what he was built as. But, you take his legit height into consideration and then how round he is. And, yeah, he's easily 340. I mean, I've seen dudes my height that are I was 300 at one point. I know how 300 looks on a 5'9" frame. 300
pounds?
Yeah, at one point.
When?
Oh, it's been a long time.
This fat bastard was a fat bastard.
I probably peaked around year 2000 or something as far as like heaviest.
Damn, boy.
He started bulking up so that he could take on Tommy Rich.
And when my dad was sick too, and I was driving back and forth, from Texas to Louisiana, man, I was just eating bad. I was on the road every freaking weekend. I probably got back to like 275 during that time.
I think I stress eat.
Yeah, I do too. I
think I do that for real.
Yeah, it's a real thing, bro.
And the worst thing they did was bring back those fucking Hughes pies.
Doc has no clue what you're talking about.
Well,
you got to explain it to him.
Hughes pies is just things. There's these little pies. They've been around New Orleans forever. And then about 10 years ago, the bakery or whatever the shit you want to call it, where they make them in New Orleans burned down. They recently built a new one in Metairie. So they're back on the store shelves, and everyone is losing their fucking minds for them.
How much they cost now, Harper?
Dude, $250.
Jesus Christ.
My mom every now and then used to put one in my lunchbox when I was a kid. $250.
Yep.
Holy shit! I mean, they're good. They are good, but I mean, a $250, bro. Come on, bro.
Bro, I remember you can get them for.
That's $5, bro. What the fuck?
I remember when they used to be 40 cents.
I know, bro. It's crazy.
I mean, and if you get vending machine, you can get them for 50 cents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, remember
but
that?
you can get them. Yeah, you can get them out the store for like 40 cents if you just buy them one at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hubig pies, man, they're good. They're damn good. Mm-hmm. All right, Tommy Rich and JYD win by pin.
The rolling 8 balls.
All right. He's on us up there. All right. We'll keep moving. We get some commercials, and then we're going to come back from commercial. And here's the thing. The last match, which is Terry Taylor versus Johnny B. Bad, is actually cut off of the end of this episode. So it's Johnny B. Bad versus Terrence Taylor. And this was supposed to be the last match of the show. This was for who would be the last participant in the U.S. title tournament. What I can tell you is Johnny B. Bad did win, thus he will be in the U.S. title tournament and not Terrence Taylor. And that's how we go off air. Again, the end of it is cut off, so we don't have the whole last match. But I think Harper brought the heat on this week's episode, so this one was great. So on that note, we need to rate it and hand out some Rolexes. Before we do so, please become a patron at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Doc and I were talking about the Tales from the Territories episodes that we've done, plus all the pay-per-views that we've done for WCW up until this point in 91, and all the Clash of the Champions, which I believe is 15 of them, plus the World Class shows, the NWA Power shows, ECW shows, all are available on Patreon. tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Look, we know your significant other did not give you what you wanted for Christmas. Thus, you can become a patron and you deserve it. Give yourself the gift that you really wanted, and that's our Patreon at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. All right, Doc, we got to rate it and hand out Rolex. What are you going to rate this one?
I'm going to say, where are the Braves?
I knew that was coming. It's like clockwork, man.
Not great, but a couple of good things. I'm going to say B-.
Oh, really?
All right. Yeah, I'm going to go B, and I'm going to tell you why. It was an hour and 48 minutes on the tape that we have, but it felt like it went by real quick. And maybe it was because they had some replays in it, and there were certain things that they repeated. It didn't feel like it was like one of those 2-hour shows. So, and it wasn't terrible. They did answer some questions. You know, the U.S. title's held up, so you got to, have a tournament, and then you got the World Tag Title tournament. So, but it just went by quick. So I'm gonna give it a B. Like I got no issue. Plus, we had an Arn Anderson promo in it, so that right there gives it a B. Harper, what are you gonna rate it?
A C+.
All right. Who's getting your Rolex, Doc?
Well, let me just say this.
Jesus Christ.
No, I think you're going to come on board with me here.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm going to tell you right now, as we enter year 9 of this podcast.
You're confusing people.
Tonight has been one of the hottest, most entertaining shows this deep into a podcast run that anybody can throw out.
Harper was hitting on all cylinders,
we
man.
We busted the hymen on 2023. Am I wrong?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sure.
I mean, in a metaphorical sense.
Right. Yeah. I hear you.
And so I'm giving my Rolex to Hardbody Harper tonight.
Yeah.
I would have never thought of that, but yes, he's getting it from me too.
And like I said, it's pretty hard to argue because he's started this year hot.
That's right. Happy New Year, bitches.
I
See?
got to go back and listen to this whole thing now because now I got to grab the timestamps from all of his phenomenal spots in this one.
He
I mean,
turned
look,
into
it
he
was
turned
so-
into a young buck tonight, bro.
No, I wouldn't never insult him like that. It was so good. We're going to save 5-star relief in that promo for next week.
We'll pull that back for next week.
Yeah. Harper was on something this week, man. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Harper. They
pissed you off at work. Make sure that they do that every day we record.
All right. Well, hey, I know Christmas has passed. I know New Year's has passed. Maybe you celebrate those things. Maybe you don't. But no matter what you celebrate, please email Hardbody Harper so that you can get your very own Hardbody Harper video shout out, relationship advice. You want them to cut a promo on someone? Email Hardbody Harper, Chris Harper 16 wildcat@gmail.com. Tell him specifically what you want in your video, and then PayPal him $20. We're recession proof to cc30388cc@yahoo.com.
Let me tell you this.
Yes.
Less than 6 weeks till Valentine's Day.
Oh my God.
Be a great way to get your sweetie a message is from Hardbody.
Bruh, I hate October through Valentine's Day.
What you hate about October?
Yeah.
My wife's birthday's in October.
Oh.
So I got October, then I got Christmas. Then I got Valentine's Day. That's a rib on Harper, as we all know by now. Then the next two boots are both kids are one in March and one in April.
Oh.
I don't get relief. I don't even get relief then because then you got frickin' Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
My relief
is the dry ass desert in the summer that we have.
Yeah. It's when I finally get to June.
And it's 123 degrees outside.
And then I finally get June through September to not have to deal with some.
And those are the most depressing months of the year here.
I don't think people realize how depressing those months are for me and Doc.
It gets to be a existential beatdown from the two of us.
Bro, I get very salty and ornery in the summer.
More so than usual.
Oh, I'm a miserable, you know what, summertime. So the only time I don't have to buy a gift for somebody is the hottest time of the year. What a rib on me.
What? That sucks.
Sounds like.
But Doc knows what I'm talking about, man. You, bruh. That Christmas, birthday, Valentine's Day, it's a rib on dudes. They really just.
I wouldn't say it's a rib. I'd say it's a shoot.
Yeah, it's a shoot.
They really put the boots to us.
Because you can no-sell.
No one's buying us shit.
Yeah, you can no-sell a rib, but you can't no-sell the shoot.
I saw a tweet talking about why men don't celebrate birthdays, and it was from a woman, and she says something like, why do men get so upset and don't celebrate their birthdays? And one of the dudes responded, and this is an old tweet, he was like, because we're tired of getting socks when in return we're expected to pay for cruises.
Yeah.
If that doesn't encapsulate exactly why we hate birthdays and Valentine's Day and Christmas and Mother's Day, nothing does. And then the icing on the cake is they try to hijack Father's Day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna. Oh yeah, bro.
Well, I'm
for
about
the single moms out there.
Bruh, I was raised by a single mother. I've said this a million times. If she would have ever uttered the words, I'm celebrating Father's Day too because I do the job of two, I would have looked at her and told her to shut up. Okay?
That's real classy.
And I'm leaving it at
That's
that,
your mother.
pals.
That's your mother.
That's your mother. Come on,
Christopher.
Say whatever
right,
you got to say about these other podcasts so we can get out of here.
Wow. You're really an asshole, aren't you?
Well,
seriously.
Well, I would.
That's fucked up.
How about we do it my way?
Freddie Blassie.
Yeah, how about we do it my way? Don't say a word about anybody and just get out of here.
Is that what you want to do today?
Mike, put them over. Do they put you over?
Yeah, do they put us over?
Yeah. They always put us over. Yeah. Yeah, they put us over.
Weekly?
They huh?
Weekly?
Yeah.
Well, they better be, goddammit.
You think I do this for my health?
Oh, look, it's always transactional with this guy.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
That's the black coming out.
Yeah, if you scratch my back.
Jesus. You know what? I'm going to leave you with this tonight, Harper.
Get that cold drink, lean back against the old learning tree for some wrestling education. What have you got today?
Well, here we go. Today's learning tree is a question from someone from Twitter. And this person calls himself the Smoky Mountain Negro.
No.
Bruh.
No. He just says it like he says it, like it's part of his daily vocabulary.
Well,
that's because it is.
No.
Jesus.
No.
Good job, Philip Allen. Good job. You got an old white Smoky Mountain fella to go there. Good job, Philip.
Go Eagles.
Jesus Christ. I know Phil's going to pop on that one, but I'm sorry. I apologize, but that never gets old. It never gets old, bro.
No.
It's so terrible. It's terrible. He no-sold it. Well,
has anyone else brought that up? No, huh?
I'm amazed. I think, you know what? I think people are scared to mention it.
Oh. Yeah.
I do. Doctor, do you agree or no?
Probably, yeah.
I think people are afraid. Like, look, we ain't co-signing on what he said. We're just presenting it. Like, there's a difference between co-signing and saying, hey, listen to this. Now you make your own judgment. Go listen to the whole thing if you want to hear it, but he answered Phil's question too. That's the thing. He actually legitimately answered the question.
And liked it.
Mm-hmm. It was it really was a good question. The problem was Phil's friggin' Twitter handle. Well, we got a gentleman here. Goes by the name of the Smoky Mountain, and he wants to know why Norvell Austin. I mean, it was a great question. Not a good Twitter handle, but Ron Fuller didn't care. He just blew right through it. All right, we're going to get out of here. Before we do so, check out our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn. The northern version of BTT, slightly classier, definitely more professional, still fun nonetheless. They support us, please support them. Thanks, Joe and Quinn, for all your plugs over the years. And check out the Bottom Line Cast with Mike Prue and JV. They do the ECW show on our Patreon feed, but they also do a show on the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin, so check them out as well. Harper, on that note, I can tell Doc's kind of blown up. Harper, hit the tagline.
I got one question for you, Mike.
Oh, okay.
How many assists tonight?
How many assists?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You get a triple-double.
Did I get my 4 or did I get my 20?
You got about 20.
Okay. That's an inside joke. We'll keep a tally on that as the year goes along.
He'll tell you, Harper, as soon as we hang up.
Yeah.
Basically, it was the amount of times Doc set Harper off for some gold tonight. There you go. Yeah. Break it about it. All right, Harper, hit the tagline. Let's roll.
Book it, bitch.